So Shane and I literally just got back from a 6-day motorcycle trip, like just a couple hours ago. Prior to leaving, she brought up a very good point of, hey, we should do a video on how to pack for a trip like this. Unfortunately, we ran out of time and did not have the opportunity to record that. So I'm going to do an unpacking video. This right here is basically exactly like my bags came off of my motorcycle when we arrived home. The only thing that's changed is that the wheel lock is no longer in this bag. I'm not going to go into depth about talking about the bags because you can find reviews on bags everywhere, and bags are so personal, it's up to you what you use. This is what I used for this trip. So to start off, GoPro did not stay on the bag for the trip. GoPro was on the motorcycle. I tucked it into the strap so I could carry it in easier. The top bag is a Chrome Messenger Mini that I have had for, I don't know, a decade plus. The bottom bag, the main bag, is a Kriega US 20 liter. We bought this bag first, and then we also bought the 30 liter. Shayna used the 30, I used the 20. I used the Chrome bag on the top because I just needed a little bit extra room, and it was a bag that I already had, and I knew it was waterproof and could take a beating if needed. So, start this off with unstrapping the Chrome from the Kriega bag. Pushing the Kriega to the side. Between the two bags was the rain liner for my jacket. We were riding home, and it was a high probability that we were going to hit rain. So I just kind of took it out and stuck it in so that if we had to pull over on the side of the road, I could throw it on under the jacket really quick. Nice and handy. The contents of the Chrome bag changed day to day depending on what the weather was like, how long of a ride, and what I had at the time. The contents of the bag today is leaving the last hotel and highway bombing home, trying to get home in front of a weather storm. So this is not what I rode with on a normal day in this bag. Small things that always stayed in the bag: Leatherman, gloves, just latex gloves in case it got too bad of a rain. I could pull them on over my riding gloves and kind of keep my fingers dry. Earplugs. In here most of the time was my camera equipment and batteries, registration card, AirPods, backup cell phone, vitally important in case this is actually cloned to be nearly identical to my main cell phone, so that if something happened to that, I could pop out the SIM and just pop it into here and still be able to go on. Receipts, notebook. I always travel. Actually, pretty much every day of my life I have one of these field notebooks on me. You never know when you're going to have to jot some stuff down. More receipts. A lanyard that I made to hold a tripod to the outside of my bag while we were riding, so that if I ever needed to do a quick filming of something, I had a tripod handy. Random USB-C cable. The tripod. Don't normally ride with a bottle of wine, but we were staying at a spa last night and we bought a couple bottles of wine to enjoy. Ended up not drinking them. Didn't want to leave the wine, so the wine came home with us. Swim trunks. I did not pack any shorts for this trip, and it came to bite me hugely. We were in Luxembourg and it was over 30 degrees, like 35, 37, and I was just sweating. And then we ended up going to a spa on the way home. I did not have swim trunks. Had to run to H&M, buy swim trunks. Pack swim trunks. Shoes, simple shoes. I left for the trip thinking that I could make it through the whole trip with just wearing my motorcycle boots. Again, and they're not really boots. They're kind of like gym shoes. They're waterproof gym shoe, high top, stuff like that. But I thought I could make it through the whole trip with just wearing those. Again, we got to Luxembourg and it was, mid 30s, and we took a day off the bikes walking around, and I didn't want to walk around in, those. So I ran to H&M and bought some cheap shoes. Lesson learned, I'll pack those from now on. This is our wheel lock. This is for insurance purposes here in the EU. You have to have a wheel lock to lock the front brake caliper. This is the pouch for it. It was always in this bag. The wheel lock is obviously on the motorcycle right now. Besides that, in some of the pockets, we always carry food bars and stuff like that, just so that if we get hungry, we have them available. I keep a variety of carabiners on my bags. They come in very handy at times. You never know when you're going to need them. Actually, had to use them today on the way home. I ran out of gas, had to buy a gas can, ended up using these to hold the gas can onto the bike to get it home. So that's the top bag. The main bag. Another carabiner. Let's see here. It's a roll top bag, nice and waterproof, a must if you are taking a motorcycle trip. In the very top of the bag, I have a rain suit. It's not a motorcycle specific rain suit. It's a Hema branded, like €25 rain suit. I took this because it packs real small and real flat, and if it gets destroyed, I'm not too worried about it. The motorcycle specific rain suits are phenomenal and great, but to pack them, they take up a lot of room, and I wanted something quick and easy. That was at the top of the bag again. In case of the rain today got even worse, we were covered. Base layer, long sleeve. I keep this close to the top in case we get to cold weather or anything like that. I can grab it really quick, throw it on, and keep moving. Next, tire repair kit. Look, you don't want to be, 100, 200 kilometers away from the nearest gas station up in the mountains of Germany and Luxembourg, get a flat and be like, oh, I got to sit here for the next, 3 hours waiting for a truck to come. So I carry a tire repair kit so that I can do some plugs right on the side of the road, and we can at least get off the road and to a destination. Tool roll. I'm not going to go through the contents of this tool roll. Maybe I'll do another video of it at a different time. I'm a firm believer of always having tools with you to be able to do basic repairs. Came in really handy because I had a taillight go bad on this trip, and I was able to use tools that I had planned in this bag to fix it. Light bulbs. I didn't pack these. In hindsight, I should have, because we had to go around Luxembourg to try to find light bulbs to fix said broken tail light. Pants. These are casual pants, just for wearing around off the bike. When I ride, I wear a pair of Kevlar lined with pads, jeans, and they're heavy and bulky and hot. You don't want to wear those when you're going out to dinner and stuff like that. So I've got this pair of Chrome Industries, nylon polyester. They pack up really small. They're very lightweight, and they're very comfortable. So I took these along with. These were my pants. DOP kit. Okay, just my toiletries. Nothing special there. Sleeping shorts. They're just shorts to wear around the hotel and stuff like that. They are not nice enough to wear out in public or to swim in. Hindsight, I have a pair of shorts that would have been perfect that I should have packed, but I didn't. Electronics bag. It's just that. It's chargers and cables and memory cards and storage devices. I keep it all in one pack so I know right where it's at all times. This is a waterproof pack that has the batteries for the various cameras that I carried with me. A bunch of GoPro batteries and a bunch of Canon batteries for the G7X. I keep those all in a separate pack so that they're always handy. On a day out on the ride, this would normally be inside of the Chrome bag. Another little waterproof pouch. This is all GoPro mounts, extra stickies, extra, arms and all of that. Again, would have been in the day bag on the top or someplace easier to get to. Sunglasses. The sunglasses are not in here. I carry the case in case, to protect them. So now we get into the actual clothing of the bag, and you can see that there's not a lot of room taken up by clothing. Now, this idea of how these are packed, I completely stole from my wife. She started doing it, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of smart. So we went with this, and I'll explain it. First bag to come out is a Ziploc bag that has what I call extras in it. It's got an extra pair of riding gloves. It's got an extra pair of socks. It had a bunch of bandanas, masks, and an extra pair of underwear. Just additional stuff, and you'll see why in a second. Everything for the 6 days was packed into Ziploc bags. That's it, bag's in. Well, nope, bag's not in. Bag has a top section here that I actually have my passport in and a battery brick. So back to these bags. Each of these bags represent 1 day of clothing. Since I was wearing the same jeans every day, the bags just kind of needed to have clean underwear, clean socks, and a clean shirt. So it was real easy to just put them in a Ziploc bag. You could pull them out. They're not falling all over the place when you're unpacking. But how do you determine what is clean and what is dirty? So this is a clean bag. T-shirt on the outside, socks and underwear on the inside. This was for riding home today, but since we were worried about getting caught in the rain, I just wore the t-shirt that I wore yesterday. But when we have used a bag of clothing, I would repack it and I would put the socks on the outside. That way I knew when I looked down in the bag what was a fresh bag and what was a dirty bag, consumed bag, whatever you want to call it. I also, as you wore through, we had to wear face masks everywhere, and we wore wind buffs a lot, or neck buffs, and as I got sweaty and stinky and stuff, I would just put them in a bag here. One of the other pluses of this is that whenever you open the main bag, it did not smell like clothing that was worn on a motorcycle for, 8 to 12 hours with exhaust smell and gas smell and stuff like that. That is my packing. That's how I packed for this trip. I used pretty much everything that I took. There's a couple things that I probably didn't need to take. In hindsight, I didn't need to take all the GoPro mounts. I ended up not using them. I take them kind of as a backup in case something gets lost or broken. I think I can narrow that down a little bit. We did not have to use the tire plug kit, which is great. I should have packed shoes and I should have packed a pair of casual shorts. But aside from that, everything worked out well, and it was easy to get to, and it was easy to pack up every morning to get back on the bike. So that is motorcycle 6-day road trip packing list, unpacking, whatever you want to call it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative. Let me know if you've got any questions, and maybe in the next video I will go through the tool roll. Till then.